Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having an excellent Sunday. I've been working on making some blueberry jam this morning, and I wanted to show you how easy it is. It only calls for 3 ingredients, which is your blueberries. You can use either fresh or frozen. 3 cups of sugar, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a pinch of salt. A pinch of salt, or a pinch of anything that a recipe might call for, is 1/8 of a teaspoon. So that's always good information. I know sometimes recipes can be intimidating to people, but you know, baking, cooking, canning is really just mostly about common sense and practice. So, but it's nowhere near as difficult as you think it is. And that's why I started this whole YouTube channel to start with, is just so I could show people that baking, or in this case canning, is not as complicated as you might think. So, I've already boiled my blueberries. I had 5 pounds of frozen ones in my freezer for several weeks. So, I came across this simple recipe just a couple days ago and decided that's how I would get these blueberries out of my way. As I said, it only calls for 3 ingredients. The blueberries, your pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. Oh, and 3 cups of sugar. You don't want to forget that. So, but what you do, I made a video a few minutes ago of me doing what I'm about to describe, but every time I walked away and went towards the stove to do what needed to be done there, the volume, it was very difficult to hear what I was saying. So I'm just going to stay here near the camera and explain it to you. It's a very simple process anyway. But all I did was put my frozen blueberries into the medium-sized pot you see over there. And there's enough natural water in blueberries, whether they're fresh or frozen, either one. Any fruit as far as that goes. There's enough natural water in them that you don't have to add any. So I had 2 of these. Each one was a 2.5 pound bag. So I put all of one of those bags into my pot over there. I added the pinch of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and 3 cups of sugar. I stirred it up really well, brought it to a good rolling boil, and I let it boil for about 15 minutes. And in the process, the recipe says to try to smash the blueberries. Well, they didn't seem to want to smash, and I used 2 or 3 different implements. I used this, which most of the time you'll use like in your frying pan with ground beef to get it separated. That didn't work. I used a big flat spatula and was pushing down, and they still didn't want to flatten out much. So, but that's okay, because jams and preserves are always really good, in my opinion, with the fruit all throughout it. So I got the blueberry jam boiled, mixed well with all the ingredients. Like I said, I boiled it for about 10 to 15 minutes and scooped. I've got it here in this measuring cup. And I'm just going to pour each of these jars, and one moment. You want to make sure you have a good equal blend of the juice and the berries to put into your jars. So it might be easier just to scoop it out as I'm doing now with this spoon, because as you probably just saw when I poured it from the measuring cup, all the juice wanted to come out instead of the berries. So I'm going to continue here to just scoop out the berries, and then I'll just add juice at the end if it needs any, and I can tell it's going to. So we'll go ahead and stop there and just fill the rest of it up with juice. So I have not made blueberry jam before. Last summer I made plum preserves. Someone had given me a rather large amount, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds of fresh plums, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I made plum preserves out of them, and they turned out very well. I hope these do as well. So let me fill my container again, and we'll go on with filling our jars. All right, so as you see, it's a very simple process. It's not difficult at all. And I'm making a huge mess here. But it does say, once you've filled your jars, to let them sit on a rack and cool for a couple hours. Then put your, without the lids and rings on, let them